in the plan. As I was contemplating going over my life these 55 years and looking at the highs and the lows, pain, pressure, and promise, I discovered that in all of our lives, everything that you and I have been going through, it's all in plan. Examining the life of Adam, how he and Eve got sidetracked. But then God being the first taker, kills an animal, wraps Adam and Eve in skin, shed blood, thereby signifying that without the shedding of blood, there is no remission for sins. And because Adam messed up, God cleaned up what he messed up. And he sent himself to redeem us. It's all been in the plan. When you look at the life of Noah, Noah was this ark and never rained before in life. Not one time. And so here Noah is, he preaches for 100 and some years, it's going to rain. People thought he was absolutely positively crazy. But then when it did start raining, after Noah gets his 6 or 8 people together to repopulate the earth, Shem, Ham, Jacob, Noah, and their wives, then no sooner as they get out of this boat, Noah gets inebriated, he gets drunk. 2 things wind up happening. One of his sons uncovers his nakedness, thereby cursing what they should. But then the incestuous relationship was started as well, because all this nonsense that we go through in life is in God's plan. How many of you that if you could just sit down and write out your life story, would plan your story the exact way it is right now? How many of you would have sat down and you would have wrote misery in your story? How many of you would have wrote in your plan for your own life? I want my daddy to be gone before I get older. I want my mama to kick me to the curb. Would you really wrote that in your plan? Would you really have written in your plan that you would walk down the aisle, say for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, but then you would have wrote in your plan the other woman or the other man? How many of us would have wrote sickness in our plan? But then how many of you would have wrote the death of your mother, your father, your sister, or your brother? How many of you would have wrote that in your plan? I've discovered that sometimes God's plan for our life is a painful place, and most of us was to write our own story. It would be a life void of pain, pressure, and problems. We would have written our life a story of strength, utopia, always howdy, and never ever goodbye. Always sunshine, never ever raining, and never ever any pressure. We would have wrote a marvelous plan for our lives, and yet God don't always strive to do the exact things that we want Him to do. Because all of us here, at some point and place in life, we experience the gravitational pull of pain and pressure, be it caused by family members or fake friends, or lack or no finances. It's all messed up. So when I started thinking about this, I saw several things as I analyzed the life of Jesus that you're going to always have in the plan for your life, and go into the prescription on that. The first thing I saw was that in the plan of life, problems are going to be there, but then many times the problems come from people that you chose. let me come back and pause and replay it.
Say it, Pastor.
Many times, our pain comes from the people that we chose. Jesus chose the 12 disciples. Jesus chose Thomas. Jesus chose Peter. And Jesus chose Judas. And in each one of our lives, most of the people that we can put our finger on that betrayed us are the ones we brought close to us. And I could be wrong, but I bet there's at least 10 people in here. You felt the pains of betrayal by the hands of people that you brought close to yourself. I could be wrong, but I believe there's at least 10 people in here. You know what it's like to be stabbed in the back with your own knife. I could be wrong, but I bet there's 10 people in here. You know what it's like that once that knife was in your back, you thought it was an enemy, but it turned out to be a friend.
Say it, Pastor.
Everybody in here, at some point, place in life, you're going to go through and deal with betrayal. I wish that God people would listen and understand, because if you're not careful when they start betraying you, you mess around and abort God's plan for your life, because you won't understand that sometimes those who betray you are moving you to your designed destiny that God has orchestrated for you. And everyone that's stabbing you in your back and scandalizing your name and turning that knife is designed to be there and get you to where God wants you to be, because many times you wouldn't pray if you wouldn't be stabbed in the back.
Say it, Pastor. Say it, Pastor. Hallelujah.
Not only will that be full betrayed, there'll be some close to you that will deny they even know you.
Say it.
Maybe somebody going through that right now.
Say it, Pastor.
Some people you fed, they ate at your table.
Say it.
And now that the pressure has gotten hot in your life, they deny that they ever even knew you. I'm reminded of a story, and it's a true story. My cousin Buck, his real name is Leonard. He's Uncle Jack's son. He's Mo Maurice's, who most of y'all know Mo's uncle. And so our family was always, whenever they would leave Eau Claire, with a big harbor, to party, the brothers would always get mad because these country boys was always coming to Big Harbor to party, and these girls had a thing for these country boys. So it was always a problem that was going on, especially with my oldest brother Willard. He was always into something with Cecil and the other folk, him and Wade, and because the girls would always come there. And so one day they was at the party, and while they was inside partying, but McAfee was outside drinking with the enemy. And so some of the people was talking about they was going to go kick and kill and hoop up on the McAfees, and somebody asked Buck in the crowd, "Ain't you a McAfee?" He said, "No, I ain't one of my neighbors too." Sometimes people that you put trust in, when pressure gets tight, you would think that somebody would say, "No, that's not the person I know." But many times in your plan for life, not only will people betray you, but sometimes close people that you fed, lend money to, who never paid you back,
Say that.
will deny you. But not only will they betray you and deny you, some of them will die. Sometimes I need people in my circle. I want people Maybe I'm the only one here. What did I do? I mean, I ain't bothered you. I tried to support you. I mean, man, I rolled through my life, and I'm amazed at some of the dirty, rotten stuff that people have done, and that if I wasn't in my right mind, if I was in the wrong mind, can you think of some cruel, unusual punishments to do to some folk who tried to kill you out? They want to see you dead rather than alive. Y'all, I didn't know how much folk really didn't like us until we got in trouble at the whole building. I had no idea they were celebrating that we were going through. I mean, why would that make you happy? We feed the hungry. We clothe the naked. We visit the sick and in prison. We got 20-something years in the prison, 17 to 18 years in the nursing home. We feed. We do all of these things. Why y'all mad at us? And what I discovered was the benefit of my death. How does me dying benefit? I'm glad you asked. Jesus wasn't restricted while he was walking on this earth. But the minute he died, he now then multiplies. Here's what happens when we die. When the process of death takes place, a new beginning of life starts happening as well. And sometimes God has utilized the betrayers, the deniers, the doubters, and those who want to see you dead. He used them to get you to the place where you die. And so now he can stand up in you. Because remember, he's placed on the inside of all of us resurrection power. And so if it had not have been for the betrayers, for the deniers, for the doubters, and for those who wanted to see me dead, if it hadn't have been for them, I never would have humbly submitted myself to die unto the world so that God can then stand up in me. But wait a minute, because behind every death is a possibility of a resurrection. You missed a great place to shout right there. And that always the possibility of a resurrection whenever there's a death. And what God may be waiting on you to do, he may be waiting on you to die in your disgusting predicament so he can stand up in you, so you can realize it's not you, but it's God in me. You keep trying to handle this on your own. That's why Paul says, I die daily. Because as long as Jerry's standing up, God ain't standing up, he's sitting down. In my plan, I discovered my purpose. But it's a purpose that's not void of pain. Because the good part about pain lets you know something ain't right. One of the diseases of leprosy and elephantitis is that it eats away at your nerve endings, and the danger is it desensitizes you to pain, and so you can hit your foot on something. You'll never know that it's hurt till bad wings set in. God's plan is perfect. And when you're going through, you're either going to be molded in the image of God, or you're going to be molded in the image of the devil. Which image are you in? Put your hands together.